know that you're just in the middle of a conversation, but I am now all that stands between you and lunch. So, well, I will keep my distance in case you're getting hungry. So I want to open it up for if anyone wants to share about the content map that you just came up with. If you have some highlights that you want to share, if it created some more questions than it did answers for you, ask those questions. But also ask any questions that have come up this morning. We have time to have some discussion. I'm not the only one in the room who has ever tried to use Facebook, so I am not the only one who may have an answer for you. I'd love this to be a discussion, and then we can break and go have lunch and continue chatting, as well as maybe go chat with some dental people, I think is our competing conference of the day. So, anyone willing to share a bit of what you came up with? Yeah.
We actually, something that came up for us was we sort of realized that we need to use what we have more for different channels.
Yay.
So like we have like a LinkedIn, but we haven't used it for anything.
Yeah.
So we were sort of like going through and realizing like, oh, we do have a lot of opportunities here that we can use this for that we haven't implemented yet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We can all go home. That was use what you have first before creating new stuff. Excellent. Anyone else want to share a little questions?
So we have an e-newsletter that we send out quarterly, and our open rate is just pitiful. So this kind of helped me think, like, what are our goals of that? What are we trying to do? And kind of what content would actually be more important and relevant to use in that type of outreach versus trying to, smash in what we do in Facebook and Twitter through something that's 3 months old at that point.
Excellent. Yeah, quarterly is, I'm just going to blanketly say, far too infrequently. Because your community, would you remember if you signed up with an organization and it wasn't for 3 whole months before you heard from them again? You would think, who sold my email to this organization? Because you don't remember that. We have a great, totally free report that we do every year called the E-Nonprofit Benchmarks Report. Encourage you to download that. Like I said, it's totally free. The latest one came out just 6 weeks ago, and that looks at email and social media and a little bit of mobile benchmarks. And email is divided between newsletters, advocacy messages, and fundraising messages. And our research year over year shows that organizations could actually be sending messages more frequently than they are without any negative consequence of people unsubscribing or people no longer taking the action. That you can continue to send more messages and people will continue to take the action. And that's even like more than once a week kind of frequency. So yes, to the quarterly, that's why I was thinking, oh my gosh, you could have sent so many messages in that time and gotten them to feel so engaged. Not that you should be sending year-round that many, but if you're in the middle of a campaign, if it's fundraising season, whatever it is, don't be scared to send another email. And again, this goes back to what we could mention a little bit earlier this morning of segmenting. If you're segmenting your list, if you're really using your database data to inform those messages, you could say people that haven't opened any of the messages yet in the campaign aren't getting another one today. But the people that have opened every one and clicked every time, well, let's give them something valuable to read and click today because apparently they're just waiting for our messaging. Which, those people exist. I would love to have the time of day to read every newsletter that's sent to me, like it appears those people do. But if you're segmenting well, you can continue to provide value and not burn out those other folks on the list. I saw